Hi Aces!
Hey!
So the seasons are changing and so should your wardrobe.
We're really excited to share this video because these are the really simple mistakes that we see guys do. The easiest way for us to be able to be like, oh, that guy can take care of himself and take care of me is through your clothes.
And specifically, it's not like we're looking for like peacocking and super flashy things. We're looking for three very basic things. One is attention to detail. Second is intentionality and your level of effort. And the third is that we want you to look balanced and mature. Let's get into it.
So the first thing is wearing the same things you were wearing for summer.
Yeah, it just shows a lack of effort, and honestly, it doesn't jive with the season. You just look out of place. And then we're thinking, aren't you cold?
So we always talk about how to look appropriate is using the color, texture, and patterns of your outfit. So these change from summer to fall, and so your clothes should too.
Not only do you want to like match the environment better, you're also keeping up with the seasons.
So you can show us that you're dressing intentionally by first with the colors. Do not go for the neons and the pastels that are for spring and summer. Fall colors really should be more earthy, more muted. So we're talking about like olives, rust, and charcoal. One thing to note is those should be used as accent colors. Don't overdo it on like head to toe one color. You should also be looking at neutrals like black and tans and browns.
So texture, again, the summer fabrics like linen are too thin, and then we're not quite at the weather for thicker fabrics like velvet, something like tweed. So for fall, what works really well is leather, suede, corduroy, and other ribbed fabrics.
Like this. Rib just kind of gives it a little bit of more texture that makes it feel warmer.
Comfortable,
yeah. Here's a question. What patterns work well for the fall?
Definitely you want to stay away from florals because that's too summery. You want to stay with anything that's like plant-based. Actually, there's not a ton of patterns related to fall, but if you're going to do a pattern, try something like flannel.
The number 2 mistake that we see is mismatched shoes.
Mismatched shoes.
Okay.
This is actually a mistake that you can commit at any season.
Fall, you see a lot more boots. It's a fall staple, but you don't want to pick the wrong kind. Let us give you some examples. So an example would be like, your typical chunky hiking boot. You shouldn't be wearing that with like a nice pair of denim. That just doesn't make sense. You should actually go for maybe like a Chelsea boot, something a little dressy where the tailor print's gonna work. However, you don't want to go too far the other way. The worst thing I've ever seen in the fall, black dress shoes with blue denim. Feels so incongruous because the black shoes were so dressy, so like formal, and denim is a little more casual. It just made me feel, I don't know, like weirdly, I just thought he was incompetent. Go for instead like a brown cap toe dress shoe with a dark denim.
In summary, your shoes should match your pants in both casual/formalness and in color.
One more thing to note, in fall you're getting a lot more leather in the shoes, either in your boots or your dress shoes. So really make sure your shoes are not scuffed. Get them polished up. That's kind of that attention to detail thing that we're really looking for.
Yeah, and stay tuned for next week's video where we'll go into detail about all of our shoe picks for fall. Okay, so this next mistake I think is gonna be a little controversial because a lot of people really like it, but it's hoodies.
Yes.
Specifically, pullover hoodies.
They're so comfy, people love them.
Wear them at home. I mean, the reason we don't like them is because they block everything else underneath and they're not very flattering, and generally it's just one big block of color or it's like one big graphic and it doesn't bring elevated vibes to an outfit.
Totally. I think you're gonna lose versatility. If you wear the same hoodie, it's the same thing. If you have something that's a zip up and open, then you can change out the shirt underneath and you're gonna look way more intentional with your outfit, which we absolutely love.
It brings a lot more dimension to the outfit when you can see a shirt of a different color and a hoodie, and also they're more practical. You're not messing up your hair every time you take it off and put it back on.
I think like the main thing here is about talking about like layering rather than just pulling one thing on that's going to be bulky.
Yeah.
What we suggest instead, and we're going to talk a lot more about next week, is wearing thin layers and then having a structured jacket on top. And that shows us your physique. It shows us how strong and capable you are.
So structured jackets, you can think of them as like a leather jacket or a bomber jacket or even a pea coat, just something that really shows off the shape of your body and your physique.
I love pea coats on men. I actually look forward to fall to see pea coats.
They look elevated, very sophisticated, and cute.
Cute. Number 4, I also think people might not like.
I think this is something that is a mistake for a lot of people, but can look good, and it's beanies. Like, okay, most beanies don't look elevated. They don't really go with your outfit. They look a little young.
Especially if they're very graphic, it will look immature. But yeah, how are you going to keep your head warm then? You can go for a really high quality beanie and also with no graphic on it.
I mean, it's not quite winter, so I'd also stay away from beanies that have like the ball and something that looks super wintry. Make sure it fits your head well. Also, another thing to think about with beanies is they mess up your hair. So if you're doing an indoor-outdoor thing where you can't keep the beanie on all day, definitely don't wear it for half the day and then take it off for the other half, unless you also bring hair products with you and you're gonna go fix your hair.
So an alternative would be something I actually really like seeing on guys is 180s. If you want to keep your ears warm, they're like sleek earmuffs. I think they look really polished.
They go on the back of your head. I really like them too, and they're really small. You can store them in your pocket.
Yeah, love.
Next week, we'll be releasing a video that'll teach you how easy it can be to refresh your wardrobe for the fall.
So make sure you subscribe to get notified. Okay, and our last one is number 5. Here's the absolute worst thing.
So bad.
And it's
bunched up pants. Bunched up pants.
So what happens in the fall is that we have a lot more higher top shoes, like the Chelsea boots, because it's getting colder, and your jeans might not fit correctly over your boot. So the solution is you either have more tailored, shorter pants, or you just roll them up and cuff them. Like that's totally okay.
Yeah, or get some like boot cut pants, boot cut jeans. That's sort of what they're for. But the easiest thing you can do is just roll them up, make sure they sit right on top of the boot if they don't go over.
We hear you if you're Gen Z and you love those super wide pants. I think we're really speaking to the like millennials and older people who really want to come off like mature, sophisticated, and polished. Yeah, literally, like it's the easiest thing. It just looks, you're gonna look so much more refined if you're making sure that that boot to pant ratio is on point.
Yep. So there you have it.
Yeah, those
5
are
common mistakes that we hope you don't make because they're so easy to avoid.
We're hoping that you're gonna show up confidently in the fall with these easy mistakes that you can avoid. How do you guys feel about this? No hoodies, no beanies?
Let us know how you feel. Let us know if there's anything else we missed. And more importantly, we hope you come back next week and watch our tutorial on how to build a bomb-ass fall closet without breaking the bank.
Well, subscribe so you can get the latest on the clothing for your journey.